but families across the world who are looking for a place that speaks about love, that speaks about inclusion, about how to truly make heaven on earth. You know, sometimes it's one smile at a time, one kind word at a time.
Welcome, friends. You are here with us again at Tiny Pulpit Talks. We are in a series right now where we are starting to learn the names and the jobs of some of the wonderful people who help make this church go, make it what it is. If you like Tiny Pulpit Talks, or even if you don't, subscribe, like us, tell us what you think, leave some comments. We love to get the comments because then we can kind of answer them in the next episode. So consider that. Also, find us on your regular podcast provider. Give us a review. Do all those wonderful things. And you're going to want to so much because we have such a special guest today with us is Martha Norton.
Hello, hello.
Yes, we're so glad you're here.
I'm excited to be here.
Good. Martha Norton, who are you and what do you do?
Oh, how much time do you have?
We have roughly 12 and a half minutes.
Okay,
Go.
so here at church, we determined I'm in my fourth role at the church.
Yes.
I've been on staff for 10 years, a congregant for 25, and right now I work in stewardship and finance. So every day I get to thank our congregants for their generosity.
That is wonderful.
It is.
So, stewardship. For someone who doesn't know what a church is or just what that word is, when I say, or when you say to someone, I work in stewardship, just out in the world, how do you describe that to them?
I tell folks that my job is to thank people for their generosity. And that's pretty much it. That's what I do. I get to write thank you notes when people give us money. I get to thank them. My grandmother is so happy to know that I write thank you notes as part of my job. She would not have seen that coming. But it is a gift for me to be able to thank the people that make this place happen.
This is a very generous place.
It is an amazing group of people who give so much time and so much money and so much talent. And I'm a recipient, my family is a recipient, and my community is a recipient. So to get paid to say thank you all day long, it's a great job.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's a real attitude of gratitude, they say.
That is what they say.
One of the things I love about working with you is that I always know there's going to be cards to sign, letters to write, things to think about and to strategize. And yeah, I really enjoy that. What gives you that? I mean, can you draw the line to something that gives you that impulse that makes you want to practice that kind of gratitude, that enjoys doing this so much?
Oh my goodness, I don't know. Yeah, how much time do we have? It really comes back to my husband and I found this church, I don't know, 28-ish years ago. And we walked into a place where for 45 minutes or an hour every Sunday, no one was selling me anything. There was not a transaction. It was a community to remind me how to take a step back, how to take a breath, how to be a good person in the world, because most other places don't really encourage that, and not on a deep level.
Yeah.
And so it was truly a gift to find a place that wanted to help me be better in my community. And so my husband started volunteering, I started volunteering, and it was the way that we could say thank you.
Yeah.
And sometimes I say thank you with my time, and sometimes I say thank you with my checkbook. And both of them are equally important.
Yeah. One of the things I enjoy about working with you is that I mean, a lot on staff do this too, but I think you and I might come from some backgrounds where I have some family that was raised in Mississippi.
Yeah.
And so I live kind of a life of translation and of understanding. And do you have some of that background too, or
I grew up in Louisiana, right next door, and I had a great foundation in an Episcopal church that seemed to want me there. They seemed happy that I was there. It was a real haven for me when some of the rest of my life was chaotic. And so it is a gift to play a teeny little part of that in maybe someone else's life.
Yeah.
And so every day I get to look around with my coworkers and know that we are all working toward giving everyone else that little bit of joy, that little bit of safe haven.
Yeah.
And that is, I love it.
Yeah.
I am so grateful. I talk to other people about their jobs, and they look at me and go, you ask people for money? And I'm like, I thank people for their generosity.
Yeah.
And I get to work with these amazing people on this amazing mission. And some days I come to work a little grumpy, but I'm surrounded by these amazing people who uplift me and my community. Could not be more grateful.
So there's a spirituality, I think, to being comfortable talking about money. Do you have like a philosophy about that, or are you just used to it? Or it's sometimes people would rather tell their deepest, darkest secrets than talk about their checking account, I have found.
They say people vote with their feet. People vote with their checkbook. If you want to know what people value, see what they spend money on.
And for those of you under 25, a checkbook is a...
Maybe we vote with our Zelle or our
vote
Venmo.
with Zelle.
We can do that also. We can PayPal. We can do all the things.
Yes.
But where money comes out of your checking account,
Yes.
out of your bank account, and where it goes says everything about what you value.
Yeah.
And we have this amazing group of people who give generously. And I do think it's true. And I think it's something that is easy to be honest about.
Yeah.
And we give to the church. I used to joke that the only reason I worked here was to pay my pledge. Not completely untrue. But I do think it is important where I spend my money. I think about that. Other people think about that. Everyone thinks about that. And to be deliberate where you spend your money is important.
I agree. And that's why we are coming up on a season, we're really kind of in it now, that we call Canvas. Can you say something about what Canvas means here? It's not just a way to design web content, right?
No, although web content is very good. Welcome to 2025 Canvas.
Yes.
Our Canvas is how we set our budget and priorities for the year. September through October, we ask people to make a pledge what they will give the church in calendar year 2025. And with that pledge, we set our budget. So just like you have a personal family budget, I have a personal family budget. We look at that every year. What are we going to prioritize and spend money on?
Right.
So these great congregants say, I will pledge $2,000, $20,000, $200,000. That would be fun. Please do, please. But we, Daniel Kay, the executive director, the ministerial team, and the board of trustees sit down and they look at the pot of money that has been pledged and they say, what are our priorities for the year? And there's some things that we just have. We have electricity. We have an air conditioner to keep the organ cool. We have set cost. We have salaries.
Yep.
And our budget, just like I say, you see someone's priorities by where they put their money. Our budget reflects our priorities also. So the biggest line item on our budget is our people, our staff, and our benefits. The board of trustees, the executive team, they have made a conscious decision to prioritize people. So we have salaries, we have insurance, goes up every year, just like yours at home. And they'll sit down with that little pot of money and say, how do we divide it out? And I feel like it does reflect our values. People are prioritized. And then we look at what else good can we do in the world. And I think 2024 has been such a great example of our values out in the world. I kind of call 2024 our year of the woman a little bit.
Yeah.
Because between our TPRC, between with that and sacred, wise, which is a pillar that came out of our last capital campaign, is flourishing. We are able to bring a medically accurate health and sexuality class to the world. That is a gift that we are able to give our community.
This is a wonderful way to describe Canvas. And so we're going to take a little commercial break, and when we come back, more with Martha Norton.
Yay!
Stay tuned.
See you in a minute.
It's Canvas 2025. But what is Canvas 2025, Martha?
I'm so glad you asked. When the congregation pledges money to us so that we can provide this community for you.
But how do they do it? What is that?
This is a pledge box.
A pledge box?
You put your pledge in the pledge box.
Yes.
And this pledge box is how we pay for all of the goodness that happens on our campus.
But I'm on Realm, Martha. Can I pledge on Realm?
You can pledge on Realm, TJ. You go to the website and there's a button that says give. That button will take you to a virtual pledge box where you can give online.
Magic. Canvas 2025!
So we're back. It was really good to understand a little more about Canvas, and you know, you started getting into some of the ways that this church serves the wider world and how we're moving out there. Do you have a vision of what the giving could look like if the giving continues to go and if we grow? Like, what is it you want to see us do in the world? Do you have a vision for that, of like where we could go?
Wow. Again, how much time do we have? Short answer, to build upon what we were doing. Like I said before, 2024, our outreach extended not only in women's healthcare and reproductive rights, which is hugely important, but between our live stream, how we connect. Daniel has said when he first got here, he was interested in growing our campus, where we are here in Dallas, but it has been a real focus of his to bring us out of just our four walls into the wider world. And that is time consumptive and expensive and requires a lot on the back end. And we are doing that.
Yeah.
COVID pushed us a little bit, but we have expanded our reach through the entire US. We reach 33 states and I think 8 countries every Sunday. There are small churches that are hanging on by their nubbins, and sometimes they just live stream our services.
Yep.
We are able to provide a gift, not just to our community, not just my family, your family, but families across the world who are looking for a place that speaks about love, that speaks about inclusion, about how to truly make heaven on earth. You know, sometimes it's one smile at a time, one kind word at a time. So I would love to be able to build upon that as we support not only ourselves, but other UUs, other new UUs who don't know they're UUs yet, but they're going to be, they're going to be a UU soon when they hear about us. To be able to spread our message of love and inclusion.
Yeah. And we're so grateful when we hear from individuals and also small congregations, or even larger than small congregations, who are streaming our services, who are coming together, who are doing that. I would say that we don't even have vision yet for what that could do for people and how that could work. We are just in the phase now where we're looking at what kind of capacity can we build to support groups around the country who are looking at our church and are looking at ways to do that. I mean, I feel like we're just at the beginning of that vision. And that's one of the things that giving lets us do. Look, if anyone, and not to get too real, but like, if you've ever wondered if you're going to make rent, if you've ever wondered if you're going to get that next meal, if you ever come from a place where that happens, you understand that there's something mentally that happens that shuts down an ability to think about the future, an ability to plan. And one of the spaciousness that comes in a system that is surrounded by the kind of beautiful, I'm almost getting emotional, but the beautiful generosity of this place is what allows us as colleagues and really as artists and visionaries to do that forward-thinking work. That's the feeling I have here. Does that make sense?
It is such a place of grace that we get to come from. And especially living through COVID and talking to other UU churches who either shut their doors or they truly were hanging on by their fingernails, and we did okay. We were able to reach people through our live stream. We already had that in place, and we were able to not just think about the next 2 minutes, but think about how, when we're in a global pandemic, how we can serve our community and the wider community. And talking to a lot of our peers in the UU world, a lot of our peers in the religious world, that was not a place they could come from. But that gift was given to us because of the generosity of our congregants. And it is not lost on me that every year, every day, every minute, I am grateful for that, but I can't count on that. Every year we come back for Canvas and we say, thank you so much for this past year. It's been great. These are the things we have done. What are we going to be able to do next year? You know, we're not Hulu, we're not Disney Plus. You don't get a bill every month. I could do that if you want, but we don't. So we are just here because other people value us and also what we can do in the world. Yeah. It's a real joy to be part of it. I mean, that's the feeling I have here. Yeah. So, yeah. It is amazing, and I am filled with gratitude. And also just a reminder that this place, I say it's not free because we want everyone to be comfortable here. Every Sunday, every Monday night choir, there are groups who meet here 7 days a week, and we want our doors open every single day, every night, every Sunday. But we also have to be honest that we have bills to pay. We have staff who are wonderful, and we want to be able to fulfill all of our monetary obligations. And then if we have enough left over at the end of each year to look forward to next year and say, what else can we do? Yeah. Well, Martha, thank you so much for everything you're doing. It has been lovely, and everyone is going to get a Canvas pledge card in the mail and online. If you have any questions, come to me. I'm very easy to find on Sundays and during the week. Most of you probably have my cell phone number. And if you have any questions about where our money, your money, my money, our money goes, I'm happy to answer those questions and let you know what your money is buying, because it's really well spent. I have always said, I've been a member for 25 years, and I've always felt like my pledge was well used. And then when I got on staff, I got to see that it wasn't just I think my pledge is well used. My pledge is well used. All of the staff, their first question when they spend money is, how does this benefit the congregation? And is this honoring the gifts that does this fulfill our mission? And without a doubt, the answer is yes. And I don't know that all my other friends in the working world can say that about their coworkers, but it is truly a gift. It is a gift to be able to talk to folks about where their money goes, because I feel so passionately about it. So when that pledge card shows up in your mail or in your inbox, the sooner you can get it back to us, the sooner the board can sit down and set our priorities for next year. What can we do with staff? What can we do with the live stream? How can we reach more people? So I am going to ask, when you get that in the mail, if you have a question, call, but also to give us that information as soon as you can. We plan. Wonderful. Yeah, thanks so much. This is fun. Yeah, it was great. Well, great. What's the next one? I know, right? Let's go again. Really. Thanks everyone for coming and for tuning in. We're so glad always to have you with us here at Tiny Pulpit Talks. Like us, ask questions. If you have comments, let us know. Give us a review on your podcast. Once again,
I'm Reverend TJ FitzGerald, your Minister of Community Care and Engagement. And
Martha Norton, Stewardship and Finance. Ask me all your money questions.
so thanks for being here, and we will see you on Sunday. Bye-bye.